Lex Luger's going into the Hall of Fame. Chelsea Green adds another wrestler to her Secret Service. And I am pumped to talk about that steel cage match. Wow. Roman Reigns is back. We got all that and more. It's the Spandex StandUps. What's up, buddy?
What up?
Good to have you back.
Great to be back.
I love all of our guests, hosts, and all of our awesome community that is willing to step in and co-host. But when it's just being you, man, it feels right.
It does. Just been traveling a lot for comedy.
And
been everywhere.
I'm hyped for you, bro.
If you all came to a show, gosh, thank you.
Right.
I was in Lowell, Arkansas at the Grove.
How was it, man? I haven't had the chance to go to the Grove yet.
Yeah, it's a good time. Shout out to Bill Adams.
Nice.
Woody
I've heard all about the owner.
Bill Woody Adams, nice guy, super involved, super hands-on. Really a pillar of the community out there in Lowell, Arkansas. Has a great club, man.
He's got a plane.
He does have a plane, and he flies it. But gosh, just a really fun weekend. A lot of shows in town. We were just in. I went to Dusty Slay's special recording.
Nice.
Went and checked that out. It's gonna be very funny.
How'd our boy do?
It's gonna be very funny.
Awesome. I loved working, man. I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, so I did that. And then we were just in Atlanta for the
we added the koozie
comedy festival. Had a great time at West
Part of the
End.
set now, you know.
Comedy festival. Shout out to all the comics that just crushed.
Met so many funny people, and it was great, man. Yeah. I did get stuck in a parking garage downtown. You know the old saying, you're from there. You know the old saying, Atlanta's a scam.
Oh, yeah.
And got turned an $8 stay in a parking garage into an $80 nightmare. But, I got out, and I broke their arm, and I'm happy about it.
Atlanta will get you like that.
They got me. I got Atlanted. But, man, we got so much fun stuff to talk about. The West End Comedy Festival was amazing. Got to meet so many awesome people. I love Beth Stelling, and loved getting a chance to wave at her awkwardly from a distance. Mm-hmm. It was fun. But into news up top, we got Lex Luger entering the Hall of Fame. Warmed my heart to see Cody giving him that invite. He's standing up. He's doing great stuff with DDP. How you feeling about the new Lex Luger?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, Lex Luger is an icon in the wrestling zeitgeist. Definitely deserves it for his contribution to the business. I think it's super cool the way circumstances worked out for it to be Cody Rhodes to be the one to give him the news in person. We all know Cody and DDP are boys, live in the same town. Lex is with DDP getting better. So super cool moment. Happy for Lex. Well deserved.
I'm just excited. DDP is saving so many wrestlers, man.
One at a time.
So many. He gave Scott a couple more years.
Jake
turned Jake's life around.
Doing his thing. Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of wrestlers that you don't realize that have been using DDP. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, a lot of these guys. You don't realize when they're on their break. They're going to Smyrna, Georgia, to DDP yoga. That's for sure.
I love seeing the current superstars going ahead and getting ahead of the curve. Darby Allin trains with him. You know, like it's great, man.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wait till you're broken down? You know what I mean? Like, we get an Alba Fire sighting joining Chelsea Green's Secret Service.
I mean, that's fun. Way to just like keep that interesting.
I love none of them are American, and they're doing the Secret Service president gimmick.
Yeah,
and that's the cherry on top for me. Yeah. It's a Scottish and what is Piper Niven? Is she Scottish too?
Oh, I think so.
Two Scottish and a Canadian.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Great gimmick going on right now. Like keeping the U.S. title, like because Chelsea Green is that. I don't like a lot of heels using dirty tactics. I love more of the Gunther style heels, but you need a dirty Ric Flair heel every now and then, and Chelsea Green is filling that void in my heart.
Totally, and the U.S. Championship's always been a fun title. And she's really kicking it off. She's really because everyone turns into the patriotic version of themselves, right? Yeah, so she's the perfect person to kind of do it first. Excited to see who takes it on next.
I hope it keeps growing. I hope she gets like 3 or 4. Like, I mean, because my whole thing is when you got a faction like this that is doing real wrestling. They have the belt. They're legitimized, but it's more of a comedy thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pure entertainment.
Right.
Why not give more of the ladies on the roster that have nothing going on something to do, you know?
Right.
I love it. Especially if we are going to eventually get Alexa and Nikki joining forces or against each other. If they join forces, we need more groups to go.
Right.
I want more. They're doing a lot of the main event around women around the tag division. So I'm hoping that this is not just a quick blow by and they're actually going to invest in the women's tag division.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's have Piper and Alba go after the tag titles now.
Why not? Right. Exactly.
Speaking of Piper, her hands were tied, losing to Tiffy time. Charlotte with the keen, just like a father, the leg attack and the figure 8 afterwards. I'm getting hyped. I was already hyped, but every time I see Charlotte and Tiffany in the ring with each other, I cannot wait for that match.
Yeah, that match is going to be fantastic. I mean, I think everyone. I mean, it's interesting with this WrestleMania card. I think we're all looking at a lot of the possibilities of triple threats, fatal 4-ways, things like that. But with that, I'm like, nah, don't add anybody.
No, God, no. Those two need to put on a display because it's going to be athleticism on athleticism on athleticism.
Yeah.
A volleyball player and a gymnast going at it. Let's go.
Absolutely. And I think it's Tiffy's time. I don't know that the queen comes back, and I think you know, with the 2-time victory.
Yeah.
I don't know that you get both. I don't know that you get the 2-time Royal Rumble win and the WrestleMania win. I think you get one.
Yeah, and we can only go after so many people chasing Ric Flair's title at once. You know what I mean? John Cena's doing that right now. So, Charlotte, I'm hoping that's why they're letting her get the advantage on a lot of these, is make Charlotte look super strong on the way, and then Tiffany overcomes that obstacle. Because we all have that in our back of our mind, that old school booking that we're like, are they going to put Charlotte over?
Right. We all know they are.
Yeah. I really, truly hope they go Tiffany with that.
No, I mean, I think
she's a baby champ. She needs to keep going.
I think they'll go with her at WrestleMania for sure. Because, I mean, it's, you know, she's the next star of the company for sure.
Yeah. I love it. Pretty Deadly, the #1 contenders for the tag titles. Next week, we get Street Profits and DIY for the title. Loving this. We you know, we've talked about it. We're fans. This more aggressive Street Profits. I hope they get the belt.
I think the Street Profits are going to walk into WrestleMania as champions.
I hope so. God, I hope so. They need it. They got a new look. They're refreshed.
Yeah.
Dawkins is looking the best my man has ever looked. We never had any doubts about Montez Ford. He put on a display a couple of Elimination Chambers ago. Pull the trigger, man.
Absolutely. 100%.
Let them. And to be honest with you, DIY and Motor City Machine Guns can have a feud because of the history. They don't need the titles.
No. And we've already seen their feud.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing it. Like,
I want Pretty Deadly and the Street Profits for an extended feud.
I think that's a good match.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it? Musical theater versus hip hop?
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's great. It's great. And the Street Profits are just on fire. Give them the belts.
Yes. Like, keep up with the promos too. You know, like, don't let them win the belts and then go back to the Street Profits. Like, they need new music. The music ain't working anymore. They need new, more aggressive music. I love they're wearing the all black. Like, let's go. This is what we thought we were getting when they teamed with Bobby Lashley.
Right. And then they
fumbled that. And now the Hurt Syndicate's killing it in AEW. Yeah. You know, whatever. Yes, we like AEW sometimes. God. I love the internet is pissed about Revolution.
Because of how bloody it was?
No, the main event, the ending of the main event.
Oh.
Not happy about that.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah. But overall, that Osprey match, that Osprey-Fletcher match was fire. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Drew McIntyre beats Big Jim.
Big Jim.
Old Big Jim took the L.
I'm over it.
Yeah, why are you going to call Big Jim and not let him just... Did they give him a jobber name and now he's going to be a jobber?
I'm just over it. And honestly, like, where you at, Big Jim? Your brother...
Headlining WrestleMania.
He's headlining WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No one else seems to be following the rules about what show they need to be on.
No.
Your brother is getting his ass whooped by
Where you at, Big Jim?
Grayson Wall from A-Town Down Under. Where you at?
Where you at, Big Jim? Shouldn't you be by your brother's side while he gets ready for WrestleMania?
I mean, Sami Zayn.
Sammy's hurt. Sammy beat up. Sammy gonna be gone for a while.
Nah,
I'm hoping Sammy comes back in the KO Randy's thing.
I mean, and you know, the tribal chief.
He made a return.
Yeah,
he was there. So why didn't you help your boy?
Why aren't you helping?
We know he was in the building.
See, that's where they're fumbling this Jey Uso story.
Yeah, he's been there for everybody, and no one's there for him.
And
because they're painting the opposite picture in Cody Rhodes, that we know why no one's there for him.
Makes no sense.
How you feeling about the Drew McIntyre Priest thing? Drew attacked Priest to set it up. Priest gets payback after the match. Just two big dudes beating the mess out of each other.
It's going to be a bad match at WrestleMania.
I think it's going to be...
I just don't know that the guys have like chemistry the way they need to. And you can tell it's a forced feud. And
it's a time killer.
Yeah, to me, it's just a time killer. I don't think any of us...
Because you got to have them both on WrestleMania.
It's just not an interesting story that any of us really care about.
No. What would you rather see him do?
I'm a big fan of like a ladder...
For the U.S.
title? A 6-man ladder match. Like, I like those types of matches. I like matches to be the contender for the next...
Yeah, why don't they do a...
Winner of this match is the contender for the WWE title. Winner of this match is a contender for the Intercontinental title.
Two big number one match. Do two big contender matches.
Like something like that. But just to... You know, it's the same thing with this AJ Styles, Logan Paul thing. I'm like, this isn't how... I wanted this to go down. This is a last minute, like, there's certain aspects about the WrestleMania card that are clearly coming together last minute in the last 5 weeks. And it's like, there's certain feuds that I'm just not going to totally going to believe unless they really ramp things up.
But McIntyre and Priest has the potential. You know, we've seen Drew when he needs to put his foot on the pedal, like, because he single-handedly, at the beginning, sold him and CM Punk. Because Punk wasn't there. He had to. Yeah,
this is just not how I anticipated his year ending.
Nah, I mean, my man was the doormat of 2024. I was really hoping he was going to get a shine.
The guy who cashed in on him at last year's WrestleMania. So, you know, maybe this was part of their bigger plan was next year WrestleMania, you and Priest, because he cashed in on you, and that's what we're going to build to. Maybe this was the plan all along for him.
Yeah, I wish they still would have touched base every now and then over the year. If this was the plan all along, then have them, you know, cross a couple more times. Because to me, it just, like you said, it feels like they're just restarting it.
Yeah.
Out of like, hey, I'm going to hit you now. Match. You know, like,
right?
Because their match really isn't official yet. I'm just assuming you got to assume that's the way they're going to go.
Exactly.
LA Knight regains the U.S. title. I think Nakamura needs some time off. His brother died. So I think he's got some family stuff he needs to go back to.
Got it.
So I think this was probably the plan all along. Have LA Knight go into WrestleMania as a champ. He's the bigger draw. The crowd still love him. I still love him.
He's a better match. Like I like Shinsuke, but his matches just aren't exciting.
Right. Well, I mean, what sucks is it was exciting with AJ Styles the first 13 times we got it, you know? Which that's the whole thing with AJ Styles and Logan Paul, to go back to that, is I was really hoping, I was buying into you know how a rumor can ruin a feud when you don't get it? I was really leaning hard into we finally are going to get Finn and AJ.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping that's the route. But it's looking like they're going Finn and Dom, which I kind of digging that too. Like, finally in Judgment Day, man.
Yeah.
It's running on fumes right now. Like, you missed out on an opportunity. Like, you give us
they're the women's champs, though.
I get it, but you could make the Carlito Raquel story way more interesting. Like, you just get him being awkward, you know, like, ramp that up, you know?
Right.
Have some backstage segments where he looks like a complete doofus trying to, you know, seduce Raquel.
Right.
JD, I think JD getting hurt really left him with, like, what are we going to do here?
Right.
Because I think JD and Finn were going to split off on their own there for a little bit, and then JD got hurt, and now Dom's looking like the mastermind of this. He straight up played Finn on Raw.
Dude, Dom is the little mastermind, man. We all knew it was going to lead to Dom.
I love that people, because you know he had the heel turn when he was a heel, and they're like, "Are we going to get the third heel turn for Dominic?"
Just go deeper and deeper into it. It's so great.
A scumbag's going scumbag, and they're showing that with Dom. That's so great. I am here for it. I'm so happy to finally get your thoughts on this. We haven't been together since all of this unfolded, since the chamber and everything. Please tell me your thoughts. Bianca, Naomi, Jade.
Yeah. Bianca's a great actress.
Dude, in that trapped in the chamber? That was
really
great.
And then her promo on Raw.
I saw something online where someone played R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet over that.
And her promo on Raw where she's, pleading with Rhea, I like it. I like where they're headed with everything.
I think this is the best female storyline they got going on right now. Because while we're excited for the Tiffany Charlotte, they're just having each other attack each other. Mm-hmm. This is a great storyline. Yeah,
Naomi and Bianca's promo on Raw was fantastic. Naomi nailed it. Bianca nailed it. So really excited to see where it goes, and it's a compelling story, right? Naomi felt like she was getting, and again, I think that's a great match. That everyone was like, oh, it's got to be Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania. How about Bianca and Naomi? How about Naomi and Jade?
Yeah.
Throw Naomi's name in the mix, and I think that's kind of what they're doing with this. So I think they're going to give us Jade versus Naomi first before giving us Bianca versus Jade, and I think that's a really, really great idea.
That's a great match on the undercard of Mania. I am excited to see what Naomi can get out of Jade in the ring.
Yeah.
Because Naomi really went to TNA and put some respect on her name.
Yeah.
Because she was doing all this all along.
Mm-hmm.
But when TNA immediately made them her champ, I think it made a few people go, huh.
100%.
Okay. Because I've always been a Naomi fan. I just always was worried she was always going to be that undercard. That Mr. Perfect, if you will. Just never quite gets there. But it looks like they're...
she's been the champ before.
Yeah. And they're trusting her with this, because the whole spotlight's on Jade, and if she can go in the ring. Everyone has their questions. They knew they put a little Band-Aid on it, putting her with Bianca in the tag team. This is going to be a big match on WrestleMania. She's got to kill it. And I got faith in that she will.
Absolutely.
Are you buying into the little beef with Baszler backstage at Raw?
No.
Just a little stir, little stirring article.
Yeah. Shayna Baszler comes on the TV and I black out.
Oh, for sure. Talk about being believable yet boring at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and she pulled Zoe Stark down with her.
Yeah.
Quick. I was hyped about Zoe Stark in NXT, and she put her Sonya Deville was the most interesting thing out of that group, and they got rid of her. So
yeah,
I did see a little segment last night. They're putting Natalya with certain wrestlers in the camera view of backstage segments. I'm wondering if that's coincidence, if that's to get them on TV. Because she was talking to Zoe Stark last night.
Yeah,
so I would love Natalya to kind of put a little group together and be like, I'm tired of dealing with this. We're taking over.
Let's get Natalya back. Let's get a Natalya run.
Right. I was really, we were really hoping she was going to get the first IC title.
She's going to get a run here pretty soon.
Hope so. Raquel's the number one contender. We get Raquel versus... they finally acknowledged they're trying to make her look like Diesel. Yeah. They called her Big Mommy Cool last night. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not going crazy over here. So, yeah, her and Lyra go at it.
Let's do it.
I wouldn't mind a Liv IC run, too.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I think she'd kill it.
Yeah, but she's still in that
I know she's still main event right now, but I'm just saying when it cools off a little bit, I think she's great. I'm not trying to demote Liv, I promise. How you feeling about it's looking like Bianca? We talked about Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. Now Bianca has to turn her attention to Io Sky, and it looks like after the segment last night, we're getting what we wanted and the triple threat.
Yeah, I think a triple threat match is a great idea.
They're going to blow the roof off.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
It's going to be killer. That's the match we want to see. Give it to us. Book it. Start making the promo.
If you had your way, who walks out of those three? Who walks out of Mania?
I think maybe Bianca.
Okay. She's the hottest storyline going right now.
I don't think Rhea walks out champ.
I don't think Rhea does either. They either keep it on Io or they give Bianca. I truly think with what they're setting up with Naomi and Jade, and they're going to give it to her.
To Bianca.
Yeah. Because then you get Jade in the mix, you get evil Naomi in the mix. But aren't they all SmackDown, technically? I know none of this matters, but...
Yeah, maybe. Because, they just do... Sometimes they just use that Elimination Chamber title as a transition champ. They did it to Bray Wyatt.
We do have the draft right after Mania.
Okay.
So that's going to answer a lot of questions. So it really, truly does not matter who walks out of these as champs. They can do all the reorganizing after the fact.
Right.
So if they want Jade and Bianca, which I think would be a fire storyline, on Raw, then give her the championship.
Yeah.
And then we still can get I still can get all the Rhea, Liv, Raquel. Like we got so many. Like they got the IC title to feud over. Mm-hmm. They got the tag titles to feud over. They got the Just Because to feud over. I want more Just Because.
More Just Because.
So I think the women's division on Raw and SmackDown is going to be great going forward. So and I mean, we ain't got to worry about NXT. They're killing it.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Still arguably the best. I'm pumped tonight. We record on Tuesdays most of the time. Tonight we get Julia and Stephanie Vaquer.
That's huge. Yeah,
super hyped about that. So. Women's division across the board is in good shape.
Is in good shape.
All right, man. Next week, Cody Rhodes, John Cena in the same. They kept saying in the same building for the first time.
In the same building,
and we get it at 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm hyped about that.
Hyped about a little 2:00 Raw.
A little 2:00 Raw on Monday, man. Let's go.
John Cena, man. I think they need to bring.
Have we even talked about the heel turn? Like your opinion of the heel turn? How is Evan Berke feeling about John Cena?
Oh man, well I think it was a perfectly executed heel turn.
Agreed.
I mean, just perfectly executed. We've already memed the guy, so that's how you know it was.
I mean, perfect face. Talk about acting. I mean, we knew John Cena was a good actor.
The Travis Scott of it all. Both, he's. That slap on Cody really did some damage, and I think that that was stupid to put your champion, the guy who's carried the company
through that.
That was a stupid oversight to not protect him.
Bubba Ray's ready to murder him.
Yeah, to not protect your champion in that moment. But I think it's a great storyline. It's compelling. I would love for Ric Flair to come back wanting to help John Cena break the record as like a heel. Like
Rock bought him too?
And then they're all just like heels.
And then Arn can come out and help Cody?
I just think it would
finally get Arn slapping Rick.
I just think there's a cool element here.
I saw some rumblings where they're like, does Bad Bunny come and take out Travis Scott?
Oh, interesting. That'd be super cool.
I'd be hyped about that.
That'd be super cool. But yeah, no, I mean it's the heel turn was perfectly executed, and we're definitely in a new era.
They took it up a notch. You know what I mean? Like Elimination Chamber is never that good. Like we got Orton back, Jade back, Cena heel turn. Like really, truly,
The Rock was there.
They really, truly took a historically mediocre pay-per-view and took a WrestleMania. Like the week before, me and Corey made a video about how we weren't that hyped about WrestleMania. Right. So they took us from here and took us here. So sorry for not trusting the process. All right.
I mean, there's still some things they got to figure out.
No doubt. But I'm just saying, for a hype level, you went from 0 to 100 with the way Elimination Chamber ended.
100%.
And it showed, they do care. They're not they just didn't stack 40 because it was 40.
Right.
This is WrestleMania. So I do agree with you. The lesser matches are a little bit of a head scratcher from here to there. You know what I mean? But like the main events are
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Last thing to talk about real quick. Steel cage match. CM Punk. Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Return of the Tribal Chief. So many layers to this. Because they put on a great match.
Yeah.
And I'm not above admitting when I'm wrong. Did not think CM Punk could continuously deliver this level of match. So I will say this. I am still far from a CM Punk fan. But my man is in a good place. I'm happy what he's doing mentor-wise with NXT. And he's putting on great matches. Yeah. I cannot take that. I will not like the guy, but I will not say he's not putting on great matches when he's putting on great matches.
Yeah, and the Garden, was a great backdrop for that match. Yeah, I mean, it's wild that we're getting that match for the second time. It's a great match. It's a great feud. Those guys really do seem to have some bad blood. I will say the beginning of the match felt a little disjointed, almost like the guys aren't talking backstage.
What if they really hate each other?
Well, it feels like that. It feels like the guys actually hate each other, and it feels like they're not talking backstage.
Yeah,
it feels like they're like calling it in the ring.
That's not good.
But there was
Sami Zayn would never.
But if you watch the first like 3 minutes of the match, you're kind of like, these guys didn't. Was there any chemistry? Like, and then they finally found a groove. So it ended up being a great match, but I sense that those guys, there's real animosity, and even if there is, you can't let it impact your performance in the ring. And I felt like the first few minutes of the match, it felt like something was off.
So it does look like we are getting the triple threat: Seth, Roman, CM Punk.
For hopefully it's a number one contenders match.
It has to be.
Yeah. But there's no real favor to be had.
Well, I'm wondering if it's Seth and Roman, and then CM Punk uses Heyman to get into the match.
Well, no, because no, I don't think so.
Who is the favor Heyman turns on Roman and aligns with CM Punk?
I mean, I think the favor. I don't know what it is, but right now I don't see either of these guys having any more or less of a claim or stake to being in a number one contenders match.
Right. No, that's fair. They're all on even playing ground. They all lost.
Yeah, so
they all lost the Rumble.
So to me, like, I don't know what favor Heyman really has. I do think what we saw in Raw complicates Heyman's relationship with Roman, because Heyman still has a lot of love for CM Punk. So for Roman to just go and attack CM Punk like that, it puts Paul Heyman in the middle of a very
that is a nice layer to it.
But that's the match we want, is Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
Yeah.
We don't want Seth Rollins in that match. Let's be honest.
You don't want to? I want all three of them to go at it, man. I don't want Seth
Rollins in that match. No, the real match that we want, the real feud that we want over Paul Heyman. Because this triple threat is not a match for Paul Heyman.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. That's a very good point.
You know, because so that's the match we want is Roman versus Punk, because then the added layer there is who, you know,
Heyman walks out with Seth Rollins.
Paul Heyman is the Kelsey mom. Which team do I root for?
I know the word heel turn is just in everyone's mind right now. I get it. Like, some comments on our YouTube channel are like, say heel turn one more time.
We're in the era of the heel turn. America did a heel turn. You know, like, we are in the heel turn. I mean, we're in the era of the heel turn. Right, we're all about to turn heel in our own lives.
So I would love, and I think this would get everyone interested on this, because I think you do have to address the elephant in the room, is if this is about Heyman, what is Seth doing? Because I think they were relying on our love of the Roman-Seth feud and CM Punk and Seth's hatred being the only reason why. But then they put the spotlight on Heyman last night. So here's what I hope happens now, and this just came to me. I'm hoping CM Punk and Roman are looking at each other this whole time, being like, he's mine. Boom. Heyman hits them both in the nuts. Seth wins. We get Seth Rollins is a Paul Heyman guy, and he goes on to have a monstrous rest of 2025 as a heel with Paul Heyman.
Would be interesting. Would be.
If we're in the age of don't see it coming, hit me with that. Because to be honest with you, I'm tired of him being the wise man for the tribal chief. Where else can they go with that storyline? And we got an extensive run with Heyman and Punk with the Undertaker feud during that era.
Right.
Give me something fresh. Give me a new Paul Heyman guy as the top heel on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because I also see Roman going after Jey Uso once Jey Uso wins the title.
That'd be fun.
I think that because
he's the last one to beat Roman.
And then you elevate the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
By having Roman now going after that.
And then Seth can go after Cody or John Cena. With Paul Heyman.
Maybe Seth and John Cena, something like that.
With Paul Heyman in it.
Yeah. I don't know that I see Seth.
I love Paul.
Paul Heyman.
Seth is one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and I've always been a Paul Heyman guy. I want a little swerve.
I think they're going to keep it Roman Punk for that. I think...
I'm just saying, be on your toes, people.
That triple threat is coming. I just hope they make it for they don't just make it like 3 guys who hate each other. It's like, no, make it for something. Like, otherwise...
This is not one of those just because feuds.
No.
We like but just because feuds, but not this one.
Yeah.
All right, man, how you feeling heading into Mania?
Oh, man, I mean, I'm feeling good. A
little over a month away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in this card. There's enough to, you know, I'd say it's going to be great wrestling. And, you know, it's great storylines. They're not really relying on big names and big marquee matchups and like fantasy booking, which is good. They're really prioritizing progressing stories. So that's great. You know, you don't want a plot driven product. You want a character driven product.
They got
characters. And so you don't want them just like, oh, here's the plot and here's how we have to get to it. No, right now they've got a bunch of characters going off. So it's great. I mean, John Cena in the main event against Cody. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that being the main event.
Yeah.
Heel John Cena versus Cody.
The face that runs the place.
It just feels a little, but again, I think it's going to be a very entertaining WrestleMania.
So excited.
So yeah,
I feel better saying it out loud when I said a little over a month away. They got plenty of time to fill in these gaps.
Yeah. And they're going to Europe. It's going to be great.
I truly think by this time in a few weeks, we'll be hyped about the Drew McIntyre Damian Priest feud.
Let's hope.
I think especially in Europe, McIntyre's going to have some things up his sleeve. I don't have faith in this matchup. I have faith in Drew McIntyre.
Let's see it.
That he's going to sell the crap out of the build for this matchup.
We'd love to see it.
Because I wasn't hyped about him and CM Punk, and that ended up being one of my favorite matches of the year.
Right.
So I got faith in it. I'm a little too optimistic from time to time, but I'm here for it. Well, what you got coming up, man? Where can they find you? All that good stuff.
Man, where am I going? What am I doing? I don't know, man. What am I up to? I'm in. I'm at the Alice Theater in Kentucky next.
Let's
go. Weekend. I'm at City Winery later this month here in Nashville. This weekend, Third Coast Comedy Club for a little Stone Cold Sober. And doing Don't Tell Comedy this weekend. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What about you?
I am going to be at Stone Cold Sober this weekend. Billy Goat Coffee on the 21st, headlining. So please come see me do a long set. Got Zinc House Winery in Durham, North Carolina on the 26th. And then at Delmonico Winery, April 5th.
Out here.
Let's go.
Doing it.
Well, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out all things the Spandex StandUps. We got so much comedy, so much wrestling coming your way. You don't want to miss any of it.